Hello mate, welcome back to the channel. So today's a bit of a cozy one. So I don't usually do a video like this on the channel, but if you're a subscriber or a long-term viewer, and if you're a long-term viewer and not a subscriber, then please, this is a reminder, hit the subscriber button, it helps me a lot. But yeah, this one's for you guys. This is just an update on where the channel's at, what we're doing next, some fun stuff around the community we're building, the Discord, and stuff that I'd said I'd do for ages and finally got around to it. So yeah, just taking stock ahead of early access and all the craziness that's going to go on tomorrow, and yeah, just checking in with you guys and kind of updating you on where we're at, where the channel's going. If you're just here for the giveaway, then just watch the video and you'll figure out what you need to do. Yeah, we're going to do a giveaway for an early access key later in the video, so look out for that, and let's get into it. Alright, the first thing we are going to talk about is the Discord server. So I have put the link down in the description below, and everyone is invited, so I would love you to come and join. And I'll just basically, if you click that link, you're going to come up through this process, and I'll sort of walk you through it here. So we've got a load of different interest groups. Obviously, PoE 2 is going to be the main one that I imagine all of you will be picking. But then we've got game design and art, ARPGs, roguelikes, platformers, and MMOs. So pick whatever you want. I'm going to select all of these for now. And then I've just got a thing saying that I'm opening up support, which we'll get onto very shortly. You don't have to click that at all. And here we are. You will get a little welcome into the Discord server. As you can see, we've got some community staples that have already very kindly joined up and are in the server chatting away with people, which is very, very nice. Just like different people that I've managed to make friends with, I guess, over the time. Try, obviously, as you guys are well aware. But yeah, a few others as well, which is exciting. And my idea for the server and why I'd love you to join is, obviously, you know this channel, we do a lot of creative stuff, really interested in game art and game design, and just playing around with ideas and concepts. And we're going to carry on doing that for the, hopefully next decade of PoE 2. We will be making loads and loads of League design concepts, some Ascendancy class stuff, maybe some updates that we think could come once they've all been released, new unique item ideas, new enemy types, whatever, right? We're just going to be like theory crafting, spitballing, doing loads of creative stuff. And I want this to be a home for people that like that kind of stuff, that like discussing game design from PoE, but also tons of other games. As we know, GGG take lots of inspiration from lots of other games. So, ARPGs like Last Epoch and Diablo, of course, as well as, others that, Grim Dawn and things like that. Roguelikes, I'm a big Hades fan, and there's a really cool roguelike called Raven's Watch. But if you come in and there's a game you want to talk about and you want to start up a little conversation about that and talk with other members, let me know. We'll make a channel for it. Obviously, we've got, little some meme stuff, and obviously a pets corner as well, which is very sweet. Yeah, the meme stuff, the best one ever today came out, and I think actually we have to watch it.
How about you, Try? Have you done much crafting in PoE 1?
Yeah, I'm a simple man. I like that we'll get to slam more mods. Shit. Slam more mods in the game. Yeah, I know.
Try, you dirty boy.
Nice.
Love that. That was a fun one. So share anything you want like that. Obviously in the channel, very much fun. Bit of banter is always good. And then we've got voice channels for each of these. You can make your own voice channel. We've got a bot that handles all that, which is great. And then for PoE specifically, we're gonna have a build section for showing off items, crafting, and an item showcase position. Any discoveries around items, lore. We've already got some good conversation going on about some of the lore, and Crooked Place and Llama are having a good chat about that. But you guys will basically be this is the announcement video. I've just invited a few people that I know just to test the server and stuff, but yeah, like, you are the first people seeing this, so you will be the first people to join in and make the culture and kickstart it. So yeah, very excited about that. I will have news and updates, so anytime I post something, there's going to be an announcements channel, and apart from that, I can't really think of much more to say. It's a Discord server, it does the job, and it'll evolve and become its own thing. Obviously the PoE 2 section is going to be going off as we discover things about the game and talk about it. So yeah, I'm really keen for you guys to chat to me there. It's a bit more interactive and live, obviously, than just having it in a YouTube comment section. And I do love that you guys comment, and it always helps a lot, so I do really appreciate it. But then obviously, yeah, if you want to talk about, anything a bit more in depth, then come over to the Discord and we'll chat there. All right, the other thing I mentioned was the support Sylver section. So that came up at the beginning when you're onboarding. And this is basically, the second announcement of this video, which is I am now taking support. So I promised when I got got to 1,000 subs, this was like a promise I made to myself, and a few people had asked me about potentially supporting me. Said, oh, have you got a Patreon or anything coming? And I said, when I get to 1,000 subs, I'll do it. And then I got to 1,000 subs and I was busy and I was trying to prep for this. And then I hit 2,000 subs and now we're over 2,000 subs. And finally, we've got around to doing it. So you can come to here. I'm set up on Buy Me a Coffee. I'm set up on Patreon. And of course, you can join me on Twitch and sub there if that's how you like to consume content and you want to be really into the live stream stuff. Of course, I've also put, if you can't support me financially, that's absolutely fine. You can support me in lots of other ways by just sharing the content, by engaging and just getting involved. So yeah, I totally understand that people are in very different positions financially, and also that fluctuates massively as it does with me. So yeah, this is the Buy Me a Coffee page, so you can just donate directly. Buy Me a Coffee actually have the highest like revenue ratio. I think it's like 93% or 95%. Or you can sign up as a membership. There's 4 tiers of membership and they're all connected to Discord, and you're basically going to get a Discord badge. You get like T1 all the way up to 4, and on top of that, obvious things like you're going to get your name up on the end screen of all of my videos, which is very cool. So not this one, but maybe the next one, I'll have some members that I'll be putting up there. As well as that, you're going to get access to all of the art files. So everything that I make, you'll have the highest res artwork files there available for you to download, which is cool. As well, this is a bit ambitious, but in the future, I do plan on making products. So whether that is digital or just like merch or things that I've designed, whether I'm going to put them on t-shirts or different stuff like that, as well as actual products that I can't really go too deep into right now, but things that I'm working on in the background that are other digital products that you might be able to have access to, which is pretty exciting. Like I say, there's 4 tiers. I fully do not expect anyone to subscribe to the highest tiers, obviously, but people always say you should just put a really high tier up there. Maybe someone's in a good position and they just really want to help you out and they love your content, so I've put it there just as a if you really want to. But yeah, we've got 3 different tiers. The 3rd tier, $36 a month, is already a huge contribution. Even if just $3 a month, it's all the same to me in terms of I just really appreciate the support. We're trying to make more time to do this. The whole point of launching this, if we look over at the Patreon, the idea of doing this is just so that I get to make more content. That's the dream. I want to just make more and more of this stuff and have more time to do the really creative kind of like difficult things which take a lot of like design time, and putting the videos together is quite a mission for those like League content design ideas and things like that I've been coming up with, as well as the Ascendancies obviously, and a ton more stuff to come. On top of that, we've also got streaming, but before we get into that, I think it would be good to give you guys a bit of an update on Project 36. So with the release of the 12 classes that we're going to be getting in early access, we've obviously seen all of the nodes from those classes. I did a bit of a breakdown on what I thought about them, which you can go and see if you want to, but I'm sure you've taken a look at them by now. And yeah, we now know a lot of the classes that we're going to be getting, and so it seemed a bit silly for me to just barrel on and just like carry on making my own ideas when there's stuff that might immediately clash with it. And now essentially the environment's changed, so instead of just like rushing like I'd said I was going to do and just try and get everything done before early access, I thought, why not like play the game? I now can see a bit more of like what they're going for with the skills. They're trying to add a lot of supportable skills into these classes, and also having absolutely no weapon specific nodes in there as well. That's another big thing which we didn't do much of, but we dabbled in a little bit. And so yeah, just by playing the game for a bit, I think we're going to discover things. So what I'm going to do is, we've got obviously the 6 classes, we've got 6 more Ascendancies to see, one of each for each of those, and then we've got another 24 classes to discover. We've already touched on some of the designs for those. You can go see it in the series already of the unknown classes, but it looks like Druid is probably going to be in the next batch of classes that's released, and so I think we'll be focusing on some Druid Ascendancies, which is cool. We've done the Astarian, we've done the Shaman, and we've got one more to show, which I'm quite excited about. So yeah, basically that's where the project is. It's not too much of a shame. There's like not too much like covered ground and stuff, so we've actually got loads of room to play around with ideas still, and we've already done a lot of that. The only one that was like really was a shame because I'd finished it was the Titan. So I had this class, I'd called it the Titan, then I changed it to the Titan Kin. But yeah, this was it's funny when the announcement came up and I was like, oh my god, like it's the same thing. All right, so here it is. We can take a look. So what did we have? We had Aftershock. So Your area of effect abilities are supported by shockwave regardless of their tags. Enemies have a 20% chance to create a shockwave on death. So it's kind of like the aftershock node, 20% chance as well, which is funny. Your stuns have a 25% chance to reapply, which I thought was an interesting thing. And being stunned, enemies become debilitated, which is a debuff. What else did we have? Crater. So your slam, grenade, and trap skills pull enemies towards the center within the area of effect. Area of effect spells with a cast time over 1 second are considered slams. So I thought this could be fun for like a sorceress, adding flexibility. You know, a sorceress could cast Comet or any other kind of long cast time skill, and it would essentially treat it like a slam all of a sudden. So you could have this like Titan mage sort of thing going on. Earthshaker, same thing, slam, grenade, and trap skills create jagged ground. And jagged ground you create this way has a 35% chance to create fissures, kind of like the volcanic fissures, which I thought was kind of cool. Also, this one would mean that whenever you use essentially an AoE skill, you destroy chests and they're all opened within the area, which is fun. Ground Stomper, this was another route of creating jagged ground. So you basically just created it as you moved. So like within 3 meters around you, there's always jagged ground going on, which was fun. Titanic Blows. I actually loved this one, and I was kind of like thinking, this could have been a cool thing to have, which is your attacks have 40% less attack speed, but deal 80% more damage. So it looks like it's like a 40% damage multi, but it's not quite because of how the math works. But also, that is a huge damage boost, that is a huge damage boost, but you gotta remember you're stuck in place, so there's like a bit of a survivability challenge that adds to it, so a bit more risk. But yeah, it's funny, we got the 40% increased damage on the stunned enemies. And then Titanic Grip, this was like a reworking of Giant's Grip or Giant's Blood? Yes, Giant's Blood, the keystone that allows you to wield two-handed weapons. I wanted to do something like a slightly different version of that because I wasn't sure about how they'd worded it. We'll have to see how that plays out. It's going to be interesting. And then we got Mountain Kin and Valley Kin. So this was like big mana if you wanted it, but your mana flasks have less effect. And the same with life. So, you know, big life buff. We ended up getting the 15% more life that we saw on the Titan. And then Behemoth, this was another life doubling down. So 25% increased maximum life. And you gain armor equal to your maximum life, which I think we ended up seeing on the Warbringer. Was it the Warbringer? Something like that, something similar. Anyway, this isn't a video about this class, but I just thought it was a fun thing, and I'd mentioned it before, people were asking about it, so I thought I'd share it here. Right, now we're going to talk about streaming, but before we do, this is the part of the video where I say about the giveaway. So I have an early access key available, and I thought, you know, most people who can afford it, they're going to be, you know, they'll just buy it. Like, they'll buy it immediately or something like that. So I wanted to leave the giveaway right until before early access for people that, you know, maybe on the fence, you know, those of you that are sort of like, oh, I don't know if I want to spend the money on it, or, you know, maybe things are a little bit tight. So yeah, this one is for you. So all you need to do is just simply comment on this video and just say what it is you're most excited about for PoE 2. You know, what is it that's changed from PoE 1 maybe if you're a PoE 1 player, or if you're completely new to the game, just like something about the game that stood out to you that made you think, oh, this is like exciting, I really want to check it out. And now obviously you're watching this video, so you must be hooked on it, I'm guessing. So yeah, just comment, and then I'm going to randomly pick in the next 12 hours, so you'll know by like midday tomorrow, and so you'll have plenty of time afterwards to just buy a key yourself if you do decide to do it in the hype, which I'm sure we will all be feeling. I know this isn't like a huge thing. Some people are giving away like 30 keys and stuff like that, but obviously a smaller channel, and this is the first time I've got to be able to do something like this, and yeah, it's just really nice. Like, I would love to do more and more of this kind of stuff, giving away, you know, supporter packs and, you know, other upcoming giveaways for different things outside of PoE maybe. So thanks to you guys for making this possible. It's nice to be able to, you know, make something I want to do happen, and also, you know, hopefully be able to give you little rewards and benefits from that at the same time, which is a win-win. So now let's talk about streaming. We are going to be streaming. We haven't done ton that. We did like a big stint when we were doing the design work and stuff for Project 36. We were doing a lot of streams, and that was fun, and I absolutely loved it. And then basically I've just been working pretty much non-stop in order to try and make enough money, because I work for myself, to try and make enough money to like play as much PoE over the next month as possible. Obviously Christmas coming up, it's expensive time, yada yada yada. So yeah, just been working a lot, haven't been streaming as much, but now we are going to be going hard for the launch. So I'm going to be streaming every day from midday, guaranteed from midday, and in the evening as well, probably around 8 p.m. So this is all GMT. So yeah, 12 midday and 8 p.m. I'll be online for the first 7 days, definitely. And probably way longer than that. I'll probably end up streaming a lot just throughout the day. So if you're on Twitch, to check me out. In the Discord, I'm going to have go live notifications. So if you want to know when I'm going live, then it'll all be announced in there. On top of that, we're also going to be streaming a lot more just generally, I think, you know, going forward. And we'll have a much more strict kind of like streaming schedule around that as well. But it all just depends how burnt out we get, I guess, and like how much fun we're having. Like if we're having an absolute blast and, you know, after these 7 days, we're like, I just need to play more, then we'll carry on streaming. Obviously as well, if we end up getting a lot of subs and a lot of support and there's a lot of hype around, you know, the channel over on Twitch, then we'll be streaming more, of course, and we'll try and make it a more regular thing. So in that spirit, I've put together some sub goals, and just like, you know, things that are fun that could happen, things that seem a little bit, I've tried to make them a little bit more personal to me. There's some, you know, pretty generic ones. So 50 subs, if we get to 50 subs, then, you know, you guys will be able to pick my next class, the class that I'm going to start for, you know, my alt run, which is going to be like fun because I'm pretty sure I'm going to play like 5 or 6 characters probably. I'm one of those people that loves getting to endgame and then like you drop an item and then you're like, I need to make a build for that immediately. And I think PoE 2, obviously not knowing everything, but the combinations of things, we don't know hardly any of the uniques. And I think there's going to be a lot of things that make you want to, you know, inspire you to make a build. So yeah, that'll be fun. So we're going to do a 12-hour stream at 100 subs. 12 hours is quite a lot for me. I'm sort of easing my way into it. Maybe one day I'll get to a 24-hour stream, but, you know, I'm pretty rookie numbers at the minute. So yeah, it's a bit of an ease in. Seems like quite a long one. We're going to have a fun roulette and different things going on there, like unequip an item and all this sort of stuff. 150, we're going to do a co-op stream. I have cleared it with him. My housemate is a game dev and he is very, very knowledgeable about games, but he doesn't play PoE. He's never really played PoE 1. He's maybe like loaded it up and turned it off. So he's kind of been waiting for PoE 2 to come around. He's promised me he's going to check it out, and I'm pretty convinced he's going to love it. He's going to love some bits of it at least. But it'll be really interesting to have his insight. So he's going to play it from like tomorrow onwards, and then we'll get him on stream, and you guys can ask him questions and things like that, which will be fun. We're going to do a hardcore run through at 200. So as soon as we get to 200 subs, then I will begin a hardcore run through. Hopefully that won't happen too soon and we actually know what we're doing in the game a little bit by then. So yeah, if that happens, that'll be a fun thing. And the cool thing is, if you die in hardcore, then you just go to standard anyway, and then we've just got another character to play with. So that's cool. Co-op stream with my girlfriend. So she is not a gamer, but she's also not one of those people that's like completely useless. So it'll be really interesting to see, you know, like we played Fall Guys together and we play some like, you know, those kind of games together. And it'll be very interesting to see how she takes up PoE. And she's lovely. Obviously, I think so, slightly biased. But yeah, that'll be a fun stream. And hopefully maybe she loves it and then it becomes a bit more of a regular thing. Who knows? They always do say, though, be careful about sharing too many hobbies, you know. Maybe like you want a bit of separation. I don't know. We'll have to see. Finally, we've got a cosplay stream. So when the first league launches, if we get to 300 subs, then we're going to do a cosplay stream. This is kind of getting into crazy numbers for me, at least anyway, but that's fine. Like, you know, you've got to just dream big and see what happens. So these might be very long-term goals, but yeah, when they, you know, in 2-3 months time, when they decide to do the first like league launch for the early access period, probably release a couple of the classes, we will do a cosplay. So if it's going to be class reveals, then maybe we end up doing a druid cosplay or something like that. I've never done it in my life, and I would absolutely love to. I think it'd be great fun. And then 16-hour league launch stream as well. So if we're at 400 subs by then, we're going to do a basically almost full day. You know, we're building up to that 24 hours, guys. So yeah, that seems like a, you know, very ambitious sub goals for me. So we're just going to chuck them out there, see what happens, and see where we get to. It's all a bonus if we get anything. All right. Finally, I guess all I wanted to talk about, like at the end, is just to say thank you. It's been like a really big run up. I started this year and thought, you know what, I'm just going to put a video out and like, you know, basically coping in the run up to PoE 2. And it seems really weird that we're finally here. It felt like, I'm sure for some of you guys, it felt like one of those things we were never going to get there to. And so I put my first video out in January, and it's been, yeah, what, like, you know, nearly 12 months, and it's been a pretty wild ride. Like, it's been more than I expected it to be. I've had highs and lows of it. I've allowed myself to burn out a little bit, and then I've, you know, just learned as I've gone. I've had some amazing friends. I've made some amazing friends in other content creators and some of you kind of regular commenters and stuff like that, and that's really what I want to continue with the Discord and just building a bit more of a community. It feels very real now, and I feel like a content creator now, whatever that means. And it's all just, yeah, it's all just feeling like something that is finally, with the launch of the game, or the early access launch of the game, it's kind of come full circle, and we're about to enter into a new chapter. So for this first chapter, this first year, yeah, I just want to say thank you very much. It means a lot. And yeah, I don't know, I feel weird now. But yeah, it's kind of emotional, to be honest. It's like a really lovely feeling to set your mind to something, do it because you want to do it, and then have people support you and really, I guess, find people that are on the same page as you. Which for a while in the PoE community, there was other content creators that I really liked, but I was a bit worried that, like, I was just this weird, overly positive, creative, nerdy dude that didn't really fit into the, like, divines per hour meta and stuff like that. So yeah, on a side note, it's really cool to hear that Grimro's back. I did not plan to talk about this, but Grimro's back. He seems really happy, and he's sort of was saying he doesn't really want to make any of that, like, divines per hour content anymore. So I'm really excited to see what Grimro gets up to, actually, because I've loved that guy's content. His energy is obviously very infectious, and yeah, who knows, maybe one day I get to have a chat with him, because I think he's a really cool creator who I was really sad to see leave the scene. So yeah. Alright guys, I've rambled long enough. That is the channel update. That's our first ever channel update, and hopefully, you know, we'll end up doing another one maybe in 6 months, and we'll see where we are then, you know. Let's see what happens. Very excited. Millions of players coming to the game. It's just a good time to be a PoE player. So, you know, very happy for you, very happy for me, very happy for the community. Let's just celebrate together. Get some sleep, rest up, drink some water, be well. Tomorrow we've got the CHRONOMONK concept coming, which is more fun over logic, and that's the way I want to play the game, just maximize fun. So yeah, Chronomancer Monk is going to be a pretty weird idea. It's not a build, obviously, but it's just a concept we want to run with, you know, fun over logic with this one. And yeah, we're going to be putting that video out tomorrow, so I will see you then. Friends, exiles, thank you very much for watching. Ta-da.